Good morning, everyone. We are going to be doing two activities in the online workbook this morning. The first one is Unit 5, Reading A, and you do not need to log into the online workbook. We're going to do it together on the screen. So this is Reading A practice. You are going to be reading with me a short reading, which is similar to the reading in the book that we completed last week. It's a summary. So same ideas, same vocabulary, but stated in a different way. Then we'll be doing the questions. So first of all, we are going to take a quick read through. It says, read the passage. So a passage is a piece of text. Then choose the correct answer for each question. So it says, Iceland is a magnificent place to explore. The land of fire and ice is a small country. The island is 100,000 square kilometers with a population of only 340,000. The capital, Reykjavik, is the most northernmost capital city in the world. More than 1,000 years ago, Viking explorers migrated to Iceland, and Iceland's language comes from the Vikings' language. Despite its frosty name, Iceland has mild weather. Even in winter, temperatures stay near 4 degrees Celsius. Iceland's night skies have the magnificent northern lights, and its summer days have up to 22 hours of sun. So this is the introduction. What is my main idea? I go back to my first sentence. Iceland is a magnificent place to explore. So I know I'm going to be reading about ways to explore, to travel through, to visit Iceland. Is it a positive text about Iceland? Yes. So the author has a positive view of Iceland. They use the word magnificent one time down here and another time down here. Okay, let's see. Most visitors start their tour of Iceland in Reykjavik, which has been called Europe's City of Culture because of its museums, artwork, and nightlife. Near Reykjavik is the Blue Lagoon, an area of hot springs, encircled by volcanoes and lava fields. It is said the hot waters can cure illness and improve your skin. The Blue Lagoon, like all of Iceland's hot springs, is heated naturally by underground volcanic activity. The geothermal energy from these springs is converted into electricity, making Iceland a leader in clean energy. So I'm going to pause right here, review these first two paragraphs, and make sure I can summarize them so that I know what is in each paragraph. So what is in this first paragraph? So this first paragraph reads like an encyclopedia. It's an introduction to Iceland. So where is it? How many people live in it? What is the climate like? What is the history? Basic facts about Iceland. Okay, next paragraph. What does this tell me? So here I have Reykjavik, the big city, the capital. What can I do there? Then I have the Blue Lagoon, the hot springs, and a description of what is the hot springs, where is it, what can it do for you, and how is it heated, and then information about geothermal energy. So as I go through, I want to stop at the end of each paragraph, make sure I summarize for myself, then I will know where to find the information when I look at the questions. Okay, paragraph 3. The country's glaciers, and I remember those are big sheets of ice, the country's glaciers, active volcanoes, and caves also attract many tourists. The inner part of Iceland is uninhabited and difficult to reach, so most tourists do activities along the coasts. Now I'm going to pause here. I notice we're talking about tourists several times. So this tells me the purpose of the article is to tell me what can tourists do in this magnificent place. Many visitors explore Iceland's 10,000-year-old lava caves or the ice caves at Vatnajökull, home of Europe's largest glacier, which is located above an active volcano. Continuing south to Vik, there is a spectacular black sand beach with enormous rock formations. Long ago, people believed the rocks were monsters turned into stone. Okay, I'm going to pause and summarize. Okay, so paragraph 3 is talking about glaciers, caves, volcanoes. The inner part is uninhabited, so these are activities on the coasts. Lava caves, ice caves, glacier, black sand beaches. Okay, and last paragraph, it says, finally, one of Iceland's highlights, so most important parts or most exciting parts, is the Golden Circle. This pathway, so the Golden Circle is a pathway, a road, located northeast of Reykjavik, runs from Gullfoss or Golden Falls, so Gullfoss means Golden Falls, to the hot springs area in Gísir, to Thingvellir National Park. In the park, visitors can see how the Mid-Atlantic Fault, and I remember that's the place where two tectonic plates meet, running through Iceland is literally pulling the country apart. Okay, so to review, there's a pathway, golden waterfall, hot springs, and a fault where the country is being pulled apart. And we looked at a map of that and a picture last week. Okay, so now I'm ready to look at the questions. So this is number 1. Which of the following is closest in meaning to despite, which means in spite of, or even though, despite its frosty name, Iceland has mild weather. So this is a complex sentence. I know this is the dependent clause. Despite its frosty name, comma, this is the main idea here, the independent clause. Iceland has mild weather. Okay, so which one is the best choice? There is frost and mild weather in Iceland. Well, it doesn't actually talk about frost. It talks about a frosty name, Iceland. But it's true that there is mild weather. Let's see if there's a better choice. Iceland might seem cold, but really it isn't. Now this one is going to be a good choice because might seem cold, but has the same meaning as despite. Okay, it might seem cold, it has a frosty name, but, however, it really isn't. It isn't cold, it's mild. So I'm going to choose that one, and let's double check here. Iceland is actually colder than it seems. No, that's the opposite, right? It has mild weather, it's warmer. So this one is tricky because these are very close, but there isn't actually frost. It doesn't say that. It says frosty name. So we're looking for the closest in meaning. Okay, number 2, Iceland's hot springs are heated by, now I remember there was a paragraph about hot springs. Okay, let's see, where was the hot springs paragraph? Here it is. Okay, Reykjavik is the Blue Lagoon, an area of hot springs encircled by volcanoes and lava fields. It is said that the hot waters can improve... Like all of Iceland's hot springs, is heated naturally by underground volcanic activity. So which one is it? A, B, or C? Yeah, B. Good. All right, number 3. To be with lots of people and experience the nightlife, you should go to where? Which one of these places? Same paragraph. Read the first sentence there. I see nightlife. Most visitors start their tour of Iceland in Reykjavik, city of culture with nightlife. Okay, number 4. The author's intended audience is to... Okay, the author's intended audience is students of history. It mentions history, but that's not the main idea. We see the word visitors and tourists over and over again, so we know it's one of these two. Does it talk about beaches? Well, there is the one beach with black sand, but it also talks a lot about caves and ice caves and waterfalls and all sorts of things. So lots and lots and lots of examples of adventure. So this is going to be my best answer. Okay, number 5. In paragraph 3, so I have to go and figure out 1, 2, 3. Okay, which word means without people? I see this word right here. The inner part of Iceland is uninhabited, and I know habited means to live somewhere, so uninhabited would be no one living there. So there's my uninhabited. And last one, where can you see a separation in the ground? Okay, because I stopped and I reviewed the paragraphs, I remember that was at the end. So can you see the answer here? In the park, visitors can see how the mid-Atlantic fault running through Iceland is literally pulling the country apart. So that would be a separation. It doesn't say separation, but I have to know that pulling something apart is separating. So where can you see this? Now I have to go back. So I know it's in the park. Which park? Thingvellir National Park. So I'm going to click there, submit. Hey, good job everybody.